Hello, my name is Josue, I am from Mexico, and I am going to answer some questions about Module 7. Obviously, it was a very good module, and I am going to have a reflection about my error correction. So let's see what's the first question. How do you usually correct errors? I usually use the recall correction or the explanation. I ask them, what did you say or why did you use this word when they don't know how to use it in a specific word in a specific context. Do I use explicit feedback, recalls, and why? Sometimes I use recalls because it is easier for the student to keep participating if he just notices a small difference between his or her mistake or her speech and my speech. In that way, we can have a more fluent discussion and they don't stop participating. Do you think you correct too much or too little, and why? Most of the time I correct in a medium level, because if I correct too much, they get frustrated, and if I don't correct, they get a lot of mistakes. So I try to correct what is important in their speech or when they are writing, or when they are reading. Most of the time when they are reading, I try to say that word is incorrect, and the direct correction, and the pronunciation is very important when they are reading, so they understand and they know how they pronounce the specific word. How do you treat errors in language versus errors in content? Most of the time I work with errors in language because I am not a CBA teacher. I'm a simple teacher in the language, but I would love to start correcting CBI students because it's one of my goals, to start teaching content in another language, in the L2 in English. But sometimes it's difficult for my students and for me because of the time and because of the syllabi we're using, or the goals of the school that are different to my own goals sometimes. Is there something that you would like to change about how you correct errors in class? How could you make that change? Well, I would love to have more content correction, obviously, because it's one of my goals to be a CBI teacher, but not all the time is possible for me to teach content. Most of the time we have to focus on what is important and the language, because that's what we teach. That's what we say when we are in class. We're not focusing on chemistry, or we're not focusing on geography or history or philosophy, I don't know. So we try to focus on language. One of my goals would be to correct content, because I would love to teach a content in English. And that will be all. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.